dude, why do you, in baseball or in any sport, why do you draft guys number one? Why do you have top prospects? Why do you call guys up? To protect them for the future of, aren't you trying to win? Isn't the goal in Major League Baseball or any sport to win a championship with the guys you have that you drafted to go the long haul? And at the end of the day in Major League Baseball, dude, you have to condition guys down in the minor leagues to go for the long haul. I mean, there was a catcher recently, I won't mention any name, a young catcher that came into a manager's office and said, hey, listen, I never played more than 2 days in a row. I'm in there for the third day. And the guy's like, this is the big leagues, dude. It was kind of an old school manager. And he was like, this is the big leagues. Like, what do you mean? He's like, well, in the minors, they have me catching 2 days, taking a day off, pitch limits, 5 innings here. Like, okay, that's all good and dandy. That's all fun for everybody. When we get to the show, we need you to have 30 to 33 starts. We need you to log some innings to save the bullpen over the time. We need you to throw 200 innings. We need you to learn how to get out of traffic late in the game. We need you to go through a lineup 3 times. Like, I don't know, man. Like, at the end of the day, to win a championship in the big leagues, you have to have guys that are over 162 can show up, that can post. You can't just be like, oh, this guy's a young pitcher and he's at this many pitch counts and this many innings. Well, how do you know if you can go that many innings if you don't do it? How do you know you can throw this many pitches if you don't throw it? So I'm not big on that, like, oh, Skeens and Jones, and they're going to shut these guys down because they don't have the innings. How do you know they don't have the innings until they do it? Let them do it, right? How do you hire somebody and say he doesn't have the experience? You can't teach experience. Let guys do it and then say, okay, they did it. Now we know they can do it.
I love that. You made that same point. We did the throwback with Will Clark, and you guys were talking about lefties hitting lefties. How do you know? How do you know a lefty can't hit a lefty until you give him an extended chance to do it?
If he doesn't play, dude, you call these guys up. Hey, he went 0 for 8 against the first 2 lefties, so now we're going to platoon him. What a joke! How do you know a lefty can hit a lefty until you play him against lefties?
Right.
You gotta let guys do that. Now, listen, dude, at the end of the day, you have to look into the future too, but if you have a chance to win, you have a chance to win. So when you look at guys like Skeens and Crochet and these guys that are have never pitched a ton of innings, well then, maybe it's miss a start here or there to give them one extra break. But I'll tell you what, if you ask Paul Skeens about what he wants to do, he wants the ball every 5th day. He doesn't want, your innings are up. No, Paul Skeens wants to pitch every freaking 5th day to see what he's got.
Yeah, absolutely agree with that.
And what is the number, Chinch? What is the number? Are the numbers that? I mean, we keep saying, hey, it's 100 pitches. There's more Tommy Johns now in baseball than there's ever been. It's an epidemic, right, of epic proportions. And it's been about 100 pitch limit for a long time now. Maybe we have it wrong. Be willing to say, do we have it wrong?
I totally agree with you. Yeah, again, it's and the analytics will come back and say, well, if you look at it over the last X amount of years, well, guess what? In a minors, over the last X amount of years, going into that third at bat as a pitcher is an outlier because they're not letting them do it anyway. So it's not like, oh, well, look, the numbers say that it's always bad. Well, it's bad because they haven't had the opportunity to do it all the way up and strengthen your arm. It's arm strength. It's conditioning,
Right.
Your legs, pitchers like Allider, those guys that we know, they're like, you're not pitching just with this. You got to run. You got to sprint. You got to stretch yourself out. What do? They stretch horses out again. Back to that racing thing.
Right.
You stretch a horse out for a longer track.
Right.
Stretch your pitchers out for a longer track. Give it a shot, especially if you're one of the middle market teams. And hey, give it a shot. You know what we're going to do? We're going to try to get pitchers that are going to pitch 6 or 7 innings. See what happens. You got 3 or 4 years to figure out if that works, and then maybe you become, the next Billy Beanball, or like you come up. Wow, look, they let their guys go 6, 7.
Exactly. They tried something outside the box.
Yeah, there you go. Which is crazy. It's outside the box now because that's how it was for 70 years.
Well, everyone's trying to cover their butts now, Chin. So I don't want to be the guy that lets Skeens go 200 innings and he blows out and then I'm fired. So, but I agree with you, man. At the end of the day, you got to see what you have, and let pain be your guide. Let discomfort be your guide. If guys are sore, okay, you get a day. if guys has a little bit of pain, shut him down. But if a guy says he can go, and a guy it's just maybe he's a little tired, well then you got to be a little tired in this game. You got to be a little tired sometimes. You're never going to be 100%. You got to learn to pitch through being uncomfortable at times.
And the other thing is there needs to be like a little bit of a trust factor. We saw it earlier in the year. I think Carlos Mendoza, some guy, he was going to take him out of the game, and the guy's like, no, give me one more inning.
I think it was Severino.
And he let him go out there, and hey, sink or swim, and then you find trust in each other. If Severino's telling the truth, you got more trust in him, and especially you get to the playoffs, you're going to need the guy to go that 7th inning.
Well, I think there's something too about like, hey, listen, I'm a grown man. If I say I can go, let me go. Like, listen, I'm not a little kid. This isn't Little League. This isn't high school baseball. Like, I'm a grown man that knows my body so well. I'm at this level. If I tell you I can go, I can go. Like, quit putting constraints on what you think I can and can't do. Let me prove to you I can do it.
I love that.